Good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Shane Hinton hopping on to our digital platforms in order to give you an updated look at your holiday forecast. The time is currently 8:44 on your 4th of July, and I want to wish you a happy Independence Day. We're starting things off with a live look out at Round Rock, where that beautiful red, white, and blue is waving gently in the breeze. I am going to continue to monitor the YouTube TV comments, so if you want to type any questions about the forecast or just let us know where you're tuning in from, by all means, let me know in the chat, and I will continue to monitor that throughout this little broadcast. So let's talk about what we're expecting as we go throughout, not only today, but throughout the next several days. I know many people got those outdoor plans. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're currently tracking. I am seeing a few light isolated showers out in the western hill country, but other than that, we are sitting pretty dry in regard to rainfall. In regard to our temperatures, they're anywhere from the mid to upper 70s for most locations, although you can see a few isolated spots such as Georgetown, Cameron, Giddings, and LaGrange all sitting at 80 degrees. We're currently at 79 in Austin. Now, as we zoom out a little further, I want to kind of give you a trip across the country, America the Beautiful, if you will. You can see we have an area of high pressure closer to the state of Florida, and then we have an area of high pressure out toward our west. In between it, we have this weak little mid-level trough that is going to help open up the door for a little bit more instability in our forecast comparatively to other areas of the country. Now, we did have that area of high pressure that was sitting directly on top of us last week, and that's why we saw practically no rainfall aside from some small pop-up showers and storms. Today, we could see an isolated shower or storm sneak in here, but most of us are going to stay dry on this 4th of July. Let's walk you through the day today. By about 12 o'clock this afternoon, could we see an isolated sprinkle? Yes, but most of us are just going to be on the dry and muggy side. We're talking upper 80s for most locations, maybe a few lower 90s. We expect partly sunny conditions throughout the day with maybe a few breaks in the cloud coverage here and there, similar to what we saw yesterday. As we reach the peak heating of the afternoon, I'm thinking highs at around 97 degrees out at Camp Mabry, but feels like temperatures will be in the lower triple digits. I'm talking around 102 or 103. So we continue to stress the importance of staying hydrated and taking breaks in the air conditioning if you're going to be spending time outdoors, which, let's be honest, many of us are trying to do that today, right? As we make our way into the late afternoon, early evening, you can see the futurecast still wants to hold on to the potential of a 10% pop-up shower or storm. The highest likelihood of this would actually be out in the coastal plains due to just that sea breeze shower activity that we're accustomed to this time of year. We haven't seen it in a while because of that high pressure that was sitting over us last week, but I think it's definitely possible today. Just have to reinforce here, most of us not seeing any showers or storms today, but any of these sea breeze showers that turn into storms could easily have some thunder or some lightning associated with them. If you hear the thunder, just move your plans indoors briefly, and then those showers should move on out of here quickly. As we head into the early evening time, I'm still tracking mostly cloudy to partly cloudy conditions for all those firework displays. Temperatures will most likely be in the 80s at that point. If you're heading out to the lake today, as I mentioned, partly sunny to mostly cloudy conditions, temperatures peaking in the upper 90s. We are tracking a 10 on the UV index, so please make sure you are wearing and reapplying that sunscreen throughout the day. You'll notice our forecast highs across the area today are a little bit more seasonable compared to last week, especially. We're talking mid to upper 90s on the thermometers today. Our typical high is 95 degrees for the 4th of July, and I think we're going to be in that ballpark by about 2 or 3 degrees. Winds will be from the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but those winds could get a bit breezier as we make our way into the evening. I'm not expecting it to be windy and gusty by any stretch of the imagination, but a stray gust up to 20 miles per hour is certainly fair game later tonight. I think our sustained winds will be anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. Around 8 o'clock, temperatures still in the upper 80s, so it's definitely going to still feel sticky out there. And then as we make our way to the 9 and 10 o'clock hours, we're talking more around the mid 80s. Overnight lows dropping back into the 70s tonight. Can't rule out some light patchy fog for some of our southern counties and areas out in the coastal plains. But other than that, our cloud coverage should decrease overnight. It's as we make our way into tomorrow and Thursday when we'll see better rain chances. So we know fireworks are going to be out in the air tonight, and we know probably some fireworks smoke is going to be lingering in the air tonight and maybe even to early tomorrow. But what else is in the air? We've got an allergy count showing mulberry in the medium category, ash, oak, mold. All of those are in the low threshold. What else is in the air? Well, we could see some Saharan dust make its trek all the way into central Texas. Now, this is not an unfamiliar phenomenon for us here in central Texas or really along the Gulf Coast. We see this each and every year, but we haven't had a decent plume plume of Saharan dust move in yet this season. So we can expect conditions to get hazier over the next couple of days. This dust is trudged in all the way from the west coast of Africa. It travels all the way over from the Atlantic. Right now, the forecast models are hinting at it arriving either late tonight through Wednesday, maybe even a few plumes lingering through Thursday, and then starting to fizzle out as we make our way into the weekend. Now keep in mind those isolated to scattered rain chances that we're tracking on Wednesday and Thursday could heavily play a role into how much of a haze we have in the sky and how it impacts our air quality. But if the rain does not show up in your area, then it's definitely possible for us to have some hazy skylines and conditions. Our air quality forecast is calling for a moderate, just due to a combination of smoke and Saharan dust over the next several days, but hopefully we should get that to clear out of here by Saturday and the weekend as the area of high pressure builds back into the area. Now, while that area of high pressure should clear up our conditions, it will also bring back the heat. I'm talking triple-digit temperatures on the thermometer. We're talking 100 for your forecast high on Friday, maybe anywhere from 102 or 103 for the weekend, and it is very much possible that we could see the return of heat alerts, such as heat advisories or maybe even excessive heat warnings, since we are going to be dealing with elevated heat index values. So that's just something that you'll need to keep your eye on, that we are monitoring for you, and we'll make sure to alert you as soon as any of those advisories or alerts are issued. I am not seeing any questions here in the chat. We are going to continue to monitor your holiday forecast for you. I'll be back on the air at 11 o'clock on KVUE Midday with an updated look at your fireworks forecast, and for those of you that are maybe doing some early evening grilling, since that would be the main time frame that we should expect for any isolated storms to develop. Once again, that's late afternoon through the early evening. So I have an updated look at that storm timeline in just a few hours. Until then, I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic Independence Day. Stay safe, stay smart. Most importantly, please stay kind to one another, and I'll see you all again very soon.